message is probably just that, try to be American first. And so I know there's a lot of illegal immigrants coming in, don't speak the language at all, and he wants there to be the culture, and people should, kind of assimilate and want to be Americans.
I think it's ridiculous. I don't think it's what we should be worrying about right now. We should be focused on the fact that we're spending $10 for a dozen eggs, and he said he was going to bring those prices down. And also, what about human rights issues? That's more important than declaring something the national language.
Technically, America itself was a melting pot of different languages and cultures within itself. So, we have different experiences and different cultures intertwining and just exchanging languages and teaching other people in the community as itself. So it being a primary language doesn't make sense to be announced when we have such a...
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am French Shot Pearson. Welcome again to my channel, French Shot Blue, March 2nd of 2025, 5:15 p.m. Let's say it together. Praise God, from whom all blessings flow. So yes, our beloved presidents interviewing people from New York to get their response. Trump designating English as the U.S. official language. What do you think? It's been tried before. Even the vice president has tried to do that, but failed. Is it time that we do this? We're a melting pot. Right now, Mr. President is trying to turn the tide and reverse what Biden did. And he's saying, look, if you're going to be over here, you need to speak English. How do you feel? How do you really feel? I know I can hear the responses already. I've encountered a lot of breakdown in terms of trying to get things done, whether over the phone or in person. And I remember when I first went to my first payphone, and I was like, wow, I'm trying to call somebody, and I literally ran out of change because every time I called a certain place for business, they couldn't really understand me, and I couldn't understand them, and I lost a lot of money. Now, even with your own personal cell phone, it's kind of hard sometimes. But what do you think? Should we have English? I mean, when you go to a foreign country, I'll put it to you like this. If I'm going out, I would feel like someone can easily swindle me. So from that respect, I'm going to learn the King English, the primary English, the primary language of that area. Let's get it moving and see what else we got here.
Todd Dubois is with U.S. English, a group that has been working to get this done for years.
For us, it truly is best to make English our guiding star and our standard, because that's just historically been what's brought us together.
The executive order rolls back another directive under President Clinton mandating those agencies provide assistance for other languages. Dubois says that they are not against the use of other languages, but believe there should be an emphasis on Americans learning English.
There have been observations time and time again that people make more money and are more successful and just flat out lead better lives if they know at least enough English to be considered English proficient.
But members of San Jose's Vietnamese American community say allowing federal agencies to only use English will punish immigrants. I spoke with Philip Wynn as he was traveling.
I think it places unfair burden or expectation on many of these immigrants, refugees to assimilate into quote unquote what is the right American culture. And that I think implies that there is a wrong way to be American.
He says
And last but not least, let's get the lady's opinion, a panel discussion about the same subject. Then we're going to get into the JFK and Donald Trump mystique. Check it out.
Some folks might look at this as small or petty, kind of like the Gulf of America. But for me, it's really Donald Trump saying, we're going to put America first. And let me show you all the ways we're going to put America first. We're going to respect that our language is English. We're going to call it the Gulf of America. We're going to be proud of our country. The apology tour for the United States is over. And we're going to be proud to be American. And this is the language that we speak here. I also think that this is part of reinforcing the immigration stance that this president has. Listen, you're not going to come into our country from all over the world and establish yourself. You are a visitor. You will speak English. You will learn our ways. You will assimilate into our culture. To me, this is just further signifying that. And I think it's a great step in saying this is our country and we're not going to let our culture and our values go out the window. This isn't a globalist, idea or narrative anymore. And I think it's great for the America First agenda. And Emily,
I think she's right. And it was well put together. The thought, well put together. What do you think? Some people might say, well, Pearson is symbolism again. I get it. It definitely could be symbolism. Taking care of his campaign promises is symbolic, but this particular one I do agree with wholeheartedly. When you come over to the country, assimilate, respect the order. We shouldn't be having to continue to spend money acclimating to them, whoever they are. They should acclimate here. Again, if I went to a foreign country, my common sense would kick in. I'm going to acclimate and learn everything I can to learn their customs and learn how to speak their tongue. That's the bottom line. So people, where do you stand? You heard about this? Is he going to get it passed? But yeah, it's out there. Trump declares English official U.S. language. He's trying to get it done. Trump makes English official U.S. language. What do you think? When you first heard about it, what do you think? Is it a go? Now, people, let's get into this JFK mystique, because many times when I think about Donald J. Trump, I automatically think about JFK. I just do. Because he has basically, in my humble opinion, modeled himself after him. Also, there's a Ronald Reagan flair as well, but mostly I think JFK. And I'm going to share with you over the years some numbers that I've come up with. And I think you'll find this very interesting, that you'll find nowhere else. But yeah, selling the Trump image in relation to JFK, not hard at all. Not hard at all. All he had to do was just fit it like a hand in a glove. Trump became president of the United States in 2017, and JFK was born in 1917. I'm going to say it again. Donald John Trump was born in JFK was born in 1917. It is right here. Born in 1917. And Trump became president in 2017, exactly 100 years later. Isn't that something? JFK is buried in Arlington National Cemetery. Arlington National Cemetery, Section 30, but Lot 45. Lot 45, and Trump became the 45th president. Isn't that something? Why is it easier to sell this image? Well, people, there has been a continuous campaign of reflection, a continuous, endless campaign of reflection of JFK. His life, his times, his parents, his presidency, his short-lived presidency, the youngest president, if I'm not mistaken, ever elected to United States office, the tragedy on November 22nd, 1963, all the different feelings of who did it. He just stays in the headline, along with his son, John. So yeah, JFK was established. All Donald Trump had to do was emulate him. And that's the way I feel about it. All he had to do was emulate him. And he has in a lot of areas. He just has. Now, let's go into this. Melania, I believe it was done on purpose to have her fit the mold and the mystique as well of the Kennedy flair, the way they dress, that is the appearance, style, all of that. As you can see, it's right there. Look at that. It's right there. It's been brought up before. It's nothing new. They just have that way, you know. They just had that way about them. It was smart. It's a smart thing to, out of all the presidents to emulate. This was the one to emulate, especially as you're running for office. This was a smart move on the part of Melania and Trump and the one that he picked. In fact, they look alike there, don't they? They kind of favor there. Look at that. They kind of do favor there. Look at that. Isn't that something? But yeah, what do you think? Have you ever considered that Melania is the modern day Jackie? Isn't that something? Always have. Always have. Here's Melania Trump. That's her birthday, April 26, 1970. April 26. Jackie Kennedy Onassis, she got married to one of the richest men in the world later on, Mr. Onassis. Born July 28, 1929. Departed May 19, 1994. So July and May, if you take July 28, 1994, the day that she passed, versus Melania would be, that's 1970. So if you take Melania and bring it up to date of April 26 of 1995, the difference is 84 and 1. 84. And what is 84 historically? Barack Obama was born August 4th. And I have been saying for about a year now, 84 is that number, like for the kingdom, for the domain. It is the number, like 44. It just happened to be that Barack Obama was born August 4th and the 44th president. But look at this. Melania's birthday, April 26, 1995. A year, in other words, 8 months and 4 days, 8 months and 4 weeks separates Jackie Kennedy Onassis' birthday going into Melania's birthday, 8/4. Oh yeah, now watch this. 11/22/1963, that's when JFK was slain, versus 1/20 of 2025, that's when Trump became president. The difference is 61 years, 8/4. Let's bring it up to date. 11/22/2024, anniversary of Kennedy being slain, versus Trump, 1/20/2025, just had an inauguration. The difference is 8/4. Look at that. 8/4 between President Trump and President Kennedy, and 8/4 between Jackie O. Kennedy and Melania Trump. Isn't that something? I tell you, they're just twined. And then let me show you this here. I ran this video a few years back. I have it on Rumble. This is from a few years back. Trump and the Phoenicians, part 3. This is when I did a video. Well, I did several videos. The gentleman that got me my start, his name is Mr. Zublik. I ran this on his show when he interviewed me. Every week, I think I was on his show, every Wednesday. He gave me my start years ago. And so I appreciate that. But check this out. This is alleged that John is alive and well. That John is alive and well, and that he was at the White House with Trump and got on a helicopter. This was the last administration. Watch this here. That's Trump there.
about you, huh?
Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
You should have seen, quote unquote, John and his wife. His wife.
In the crowd.
Yeah. No. When someone yelled John, you'll see him walk toward the helicopter.
Well, all right. Let me play this again because
Yeah,
I did not see that.
Yeah.
All right, hang on a second. I'll
It's real
play it.
subtle. It's real subtle.
All right.
The people in the crowd are calling for him. They recognize it.
No tax on tips. Nah, this is way back in the day. I think probably 2017, 2018. Now watch this. They're gonna say John.
John. Yep.
Okay, we'll get it.
Right.
Here it is. Sorry about that. I faked myself out in the timing. Okay, this should do it. 3 times the charm. Look at that. Is John still alive, people? Is John still alive? Look at that. Right there. Isn't that something? Is John still alive? Is the handsome lad still alive? John? Is John still alive? Interesting, huh? Now, his birthday is November 25th of 1960. He died July 16th, 1999, 38, in a plane crash. That's what they say, right? Along with his wife, and I believe her sister as well, right? So let's check this out. November 25th, July 16th. Take November 25th, that is his birthday. 11/25/1960 is his birthday. This is fascinating. 11/25/1960 versus Trump, same year, his birthday. 6/14/1960. The difference is 165. And what is 165? Trump was born June 14th, was the 165th day of the year. I know it's hard to believe, so let's look at it again. John, his birthday, 11/25/1960. Trump's birthday, 6/14/1960. Although Trump was born in 1946, but I just matched the year. The difference between their birthdays of the same year, the difference is 165 days apart, their birthdays. And Trump, the 165th day of the year is June 14th. Isn't that amazing? Why are the Kennedys and the Trumps? Why are they so close, right? Oh boy, now check this out. Trump's dad's name is Frederick Christ Trump. Frederick Christ. Keyword Christ. Isn't that something? And his mother's name is Mary Ann McLeod Trump. So now you have Christ and Mary. Isn't that something? Christ and Mary. It's deep, right? And what else do we have here? This is JFK. JFK's dad is John F. Kennedy, right? And his mother, let me see, his mother is Rose Fitzgerald Kennedy. Rose. And remember, JFK's mom's name was Rose Fitzgerald. Remember, when JFK was slain, when he died, remember, Jackie received roses that day at the airport. Remember that? Red roses at the airport. Rose. Before that, she had only received canary flowers or roses throughout her whole travels until she got off the plane in Dallas. That's when she got the red roses, and those were the ones in the limo when JFK was slain. Isn't that interesting? What else do we have here? Rose, like Jesus refers himself as the Rose of Sharon. Isn't that something? The Rose of Sharon. So the Rose of Sharon, and then we have JFK's dad as Joseph. Think about it. JFK's dad was named Joseph, like the biblical Joseph. Trump's dad's name was Christ, and Trump's mother's name was Mary. So you have Mary, Joseph, and Christ. It's deep, y'all. It's deep, y'all. I have a whole lot of connections or weird things that connect these people. And here's JFK, of course. Like I said, he's the 35th president, right? And when you put it together, this is fascinating also. I have Presidents John Fitzgerald Kennedy, 35th president, Donald John Trump, 45. And it comes out to 316. And what is 316? The Savior, Jesus. New Testament, John 3:16 says what? For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, hallelujah, that whomsoever believe in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. 3:16. And like I said, in the future, Donald J. Trump will be unalived. Yes, but it will be a fake Trump. And again, isn't it fascinating? His mother's name is Mary, his daddy's name is Christ, and JFK's dad's name was Joseph. And now you got 3:16, a Christ being sacrificed. That's enough, right? I had to decide which information I would use because I didn't want to scramble people's brain, but this is fascinating. How does all this happen? Do they bend time and space? Is it coincidence? Tell me what you think. But there is a connection, there's a mystique, and hey, although Ronald Reagan came up with the first mega, Trump is the second mega. He does have similarities there as well, and I might do a video on that one day, but this Kennedy thing, the connection is off the chain. And I'm telling you, I'll refer to this in the future when my prediction goes down, because it is going to go down. And I'll put some other videos. I've done maybe about 8 videos in the last 4 years on Kennedy. All right, people, and let me know. What do you think? Is he back? God bless.
Yeah, and